Alright, thank you for viewing my video. Right now I'm showing you the Sylvari jumping puzzle. You'll notice that the grove is off to the left, the start is at Morgan's Spire, and this is in the Sylvari home world. You'll notice there's a skill point right underneath the tree that you can get. Really easy, you just pluck a flower basically and double click on the inventory item it gives you and you get a skill point. But right off the side of that you'll see a spiral going up, and that starts the jumping puzzle. Now the purpose of this jumping puzzle is to just inform you about it and how you can complete it. But there's also a second part to it, and that's very difficult, and so I wanted to inform you of some of the difficult jumps throughout the whole process, and then the difficult second part of this jumping puzzle. And so I'll try to do that. Anyway, it's pretty straightforward so far. You just find a place to jump and you jump there. This jump can be kind of tricky, but I mean, it's not one of the more difficult ones on this particular jumping puzzle. Now, one of the things that I love about these jumping puzzles is just look how great the scenery looks. I mean, you're jumping along, and I like to experience what the artists have done, and this definitely can showcase that, in my opinion. And I thought, hey, why not harvest while I'm up here? One of the things that I learned while I was playing is that you can never harvest too much. You get materials for crafting, you get experience from the craft, so keep that in mind when you're playing.
Something had to be driving those undead.
Something that I want to put in here is when I mess up a little bit, like that one. I don't know if you've noticed, I'll play it back here for you. I totally jumped way too early. I mean, if you'll see, or sorry, I jumped way too late. If you'll see here, look at that. I mean, I was hardly jumping, and I was, I hit the underside of the rock. So you have to jump earlier than expected on several of these jumps. And also note, anything above this height, or any, actually significantly lower, you will die if you fall, which adds up. It adds to the stress of completing the puzzle, but it's nice. Now you'll notice on this jump, this is one of the scarier jumps in this jumping puzzle, and so I just wanted to show you that you will stick to that side. So don't worry if you do that. Don't panic. Just jump on back onto the rock there. Now some of these here straightforward. Now there's one over here that can be difficult because people want to jump later than they expect. See, I jumped relatively early on that one. I mean, I just took one step, jumped about the middle, and made it easily. So keep that in mind. You want to jump earlier than you expect when you're starting out. Now this can be tricky too. You might notice me jumping onto all the logs. That's because sometimes there's a wall and you get stuck and get pushed off the side. So whenever you see a log, try to jump over the initial part of it, and then you should be able to walk on it. Now up here there is a chest. It's kind of hidden, wrapped in berries, I guess. And you did get a mighty spear, or I did get a mighty spear gun. Some people didn't get anything. Others, I'm sure, got better than that. Rangers, you can also get a pet spider up here. As you notice, that Spidey, he's up there. He got it from a juvenile jungle spider. So if you're a ranger, it's nice to get up there and get that pet. Now the second part is very difficult indeed. And so I was able to recruit a few of the people who wanted to do it, and we devoted a few hours. I mean, we were in here for a few hours trying to complete this puzzle. So special thanks to these guys. Death's Touch, Ekko Mekk, another guy who was like Omno, you'll probably see when he types. It's a long name. And then Feoan too was another big help in this. So special thanks to those guys. You'll notice we killed 2 guards when we started out. Then as you go in there, spiders drop down, and you have to kill them. It's not too big of a deal if you are expecting them. And with these guys, do not use any jumping abilities. 3 for a ranger on a great sword flies at the target. Sometimes you fly off the mushrooms and fall to your death, so avoid that. I got lucky there, you see. But yeah, these nightmare mortars are all over the place. If you one-on-one, they're pretty easy to kill. If you get 2 on you or 3 on you, you better watch out because they can be very difficult. So just something to keep that in mind. Now, you're entering into a zone down here. This is the part 2 of the jumping puzzle. You're entering into a zone. You have nightmare animals. You have a couple of veterans. You have to really be careful. One thing I will say that when you do start the second part of the jumping puzzle, then the mobs that are attacking you tend not to, unless they're the nightmare blossoms, and then those plants, and then they keep attacking you, and it can be very, very, very annoying. And a few of them do this weird psychodermic thing, like this one has. It poisoned me, and that does so much damage. So have your heals ready because it can drain your life quick. And so I left a lot of this combat in here for you to just get a feel for what's down here. It's a neat area anyway. And so yeah, hopefully you enjoy a little combat, and then we'll start part 2 of the puzzle. One thing to point out here too is the veteran dark counts. Oh my goodness, they can be very difficult. I don't know if I can solo them. I'm sure there's some people who can, but the average Guild Wars 2 player at this level can't. I mean, they are very difficult. And you'll notice there's 2 of them, and this summoned husk. He's also very difficult. The average player probably can solo him, if not rally and survive if it's just him. But those veterans are very, very difficult. And when you have a group like this, clear them out. I mean, it's fun combat. You get some good experience. Sometimes you get some good loot, especially for the level. And it makes jumping around a lot easier. Now these bursting brambles, then again, they're probably the ones that do that psychodermic thing that hurts you, the poison, and it's awful. So if you get that poison on you, kill whatever you're fighting quick and heal up because you'll need it. And yeah, we're just clearing out the area here. Let you get an experience for what we had to go through. So. So we are about to start the jumping puzzle, the second part of it, so you'll get a taste of that, what to look out for, what jumps are difficult, what mobs are around. But I did want to let just a helpful tip if anybody's going out there with a group, have somebody who's designated reser. And what I mean is there's one difficult spot where you will fall to your death and the whole party can wipe. So have one designated reser. And you'll see what I mean here. I mean, I'm rezzing people constantly. And so have a designated reser in the group. You can switch off. I think it was Ekko Mekk. Thank you again. He switched off for me and allowed me to try on this this puzzle jump. So Anyway, thank you to him. You'll notice some of these are pretty straightforward. This jump coming up here, you want to move to the right to get around that tree branch. Sometimes you get stuck on it and fall down. Also, there's those flowers that will shoot at you. One right there, and then one up top there. Now, I needed to cut here because this gave me a lot of hassle. This part right here, you want to jump up, slide up, where you hit the kind of wall, and then jump onto the little twig. You'll see it one more time here in full speed. That way you can shimmy across the top, and you're unaffected by, you won't fall through. I kept falling through, missing the jump. You know, you lose half your life, fall right into a veteran, and and almost die every time. So just watch out for that. Also, that jump right there later on, I died to. This one as well. Watch your head, because if you jump up and you hit something, your jump will stop and you will fall down, and I'll point that out again later. But that's just something to keep in mind. Now, the reser, you'll see where to stop, because usually there's a dead body when you come in. But this jump right here, very difficult. You usually do that, you miss a branch, and you die right there. And look at that, Ekko Mekk was right there to save me and res me. Here's a clip of I hit my head, fell down, died. Not very fun. But now for that jump, I went back later. I didn't get it that night. It's very difficult. We were there for probably 2-3 hours trying to do it. But what I want to show you here is I went to that spot, I turned the camera, and I noticed, I might be making too much of this, but it looks like the mushroom, the taller mushroom, is a little lower on the left side, and this mushroom's a little higher on the left side. So I went over to the left side and gave it my all, and I made it. I made it up onto the platform, and so you'll see that jump and see how I did it. Anyway, the rest of them are pretty straightforward. There's one that kind of scared me a little bit. It was a little, it's taller than the average one, and I hit it and almost fell off. But thankfully I didn't, and I didn't fall off and got to complete it. But yeah, that tip for the big one, you want to jump way earlier than you think you should. And it's funny because if you miss that on the left, you're probably going to die. But I think it's the easiest way to get up onto that mushroom in the first place, so you can complete it. And so just keep that in mind. If you're in a group of, if you're in a big group, have a couple down there that are able to res you. And if you're in a, if it's you and a friend, try to have one person down there while one friend tries a couple times, and then switch out, because it can be a pain to have to do the whole jumping puzzle part 1 and get back down there just to die again. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, there's some nightmare spiders up here, and I was a little leery about them because I didn't know exactly how well I'd do, but they weren't too big of a hassle. If you do a lot of area of effect damage, then kite 2 or 3 of them into a group and just kill them right away, especially if you're a ranger with a great sword, which I love. Highly recommend it. It's excellent. Most of them are attacking your pet anyway, and so you get a ton of damage on 3 of them. So, and I think you'll see that right here. Also be careful up here. You don't want to jump off and ruin all the progress that you made getting up here, because this is one of the more difficult jump puzzles that I've done in the game so far. Granted, I've only done 3 or 4, but still, this was really difficult. And one of them was 5 jump puzzles in one, so I've done like 7 or 8. But anyway, so I wanted to explore up here. I think there's one more spider that I had. I was kind of looking around for a chest. Thought I'd finish this guy off real quick. And and pretty confident that I wouldn't fall through anywhere because this is a nice big platform. But one of the things that you may notice is there's no chest, there's no grape thing, berry thing like the last time. Nothing here. I looked around, maybe you guys will notice something, or maybe somebody knows of how to get further, but I couldn't see a way to progress anymore. And I didn't see a chest. Now I don't know if this is a bug, if they'll have a chest up here later. My assumption is that they will, because they have put a lot of effort and thought into these jump puzzles, and I'm sure that's not by accident that we could get up here. So I'm sure something will be up here, or a continuation or something. But as of right now, in the third beta, there was nothing. But yeah, that's the jumping puzzles. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you in game next time. God bless.